All right, the next one I'm going to show you, I need to show you with a warning. It's just like materials in the sense that I don't want you to get too carried away. All right. Since we're kind of talking about light development and types of lights, it would behoove you to know how to actually create colored lights. You already know how to do warm lights and cool lights, but it's really easy to create colored lights. So let's work on that real quick. Under materials, I'm going to duplicate my Cove emitter number 2, which is the one I used for the exterior. So whatever you're using for that, you can clone it as well. Okay, it's super simple. Instead of using your slider right here, all you do is just check this box and select a color for what you want the light to look like. So make sure you pick something that's, I mean, it depends on how intense you want it to go, but I would urge you to stay on the softer side of saturated, so like less than 50% saturated, just because, you know, light needs to have some color to it. So if you go all the way down here to super dark blue, it's not really going to render out very well. It's just going to look, I mean, it's going to have that glow, but you want to try and stay a little bit softer. Something like this. That doesn't look very different in that, but it should when it renders. So let's go to select objects. I'm going to assign to selected. Then we'll do another quick one. Turn that one up. This one up. Okay. So I mean, this one turned out super neon, even though it was only about halfway. So, I mean, you can go darker. It's just not going to change that much if you go above 50% because it's light, right? It doesn't have that much of an effect. So, it is important to know that you can do that. In fact, it might actually be easier for you rather than using color temperatures, which are difficult to predict what they're actually going to look like when they render, and just use color lights. Sometimes I find that to be a lot easier to work with, just because I can pick a shade of red or amber, and I can get an amber light. In case you haven't noticed, I'm a strong proponent for keeping things simple. So, you know, the choice is yours to use either this or that. In case you're wondering, this one over here is a super yellow light, but all that is an omni-light that's almost white, but it came out super yellowish. I mean, that's also assisted by the fact that this material that I applied it next to has sort of like an orangey, peachy kind of color. If I made this like super saturated orange, it might actually turn out super orange as well. Let's try that out real quick. So the metal, super saturated orange. Let's go like that. There we go. That's a little more orange. And let's make our, yeah, actually, let's just leave it like that. And let's do another one. Okay, so that's up all the way. Stop that real quick. Refresh this. Alright, so that light is up all the way, and this light up all the way. Nope, wrong one. I'll give this a minute to catch up a little bit, and then I'll kind of just show you the comparison of the two. Okay, so anyway, so what I wanted to show you is this right here. So I don't know how much you can tell. Let me turn the light off real quick. See if I get it right. Nope. Nope. Yeah, still can't really tell that much. So where was I? There we go. So this one, not very saturated. It does still have the orange glow inside. And the orange glow hasn't changed as much, but the material on the outside, because I changed the reflectance, really starts to show some of that metallic, that brushed metallics look to it a little bit more. which I like, and I did that by accident. So anyway, don't be afraid to try and go at it with some of this stuff. I think it could be pretty cool if you start to use lights in a more creative way. But I guess I just want to tell you, with lights they get kind of hokey. Like this looks like a nightclub or something like that. It's not supposed to be a nightclub. It's supposed to be an art environment, not a nightclub, not a party house. But I do need to show you how to do it. So anyway, let's see. I can bump this down a little bit. Maybe it won't look so nightclubby. No, even more. Yeah, okay. I don't know why it looks less nightclubby when it's brighter. Okay, so what questions do you have about that? Not much, right? All I really showed you was how to check a box and change a color.